Anthony Joshua versus Dillian Whyte has all the bad blood it needs to be a banger, but there are some fighters who shockingly believe that there is no point in this fight, while others see it ending in a devastating KO.
The matador in there at the moment. Bludgeoned him with a huge right uppercut.
Fighters' prediction. There's nothing like some good old-fashioned heavyweight boxing. Who doesn't love watching two monsters throw down in the middle of the ring? That's exactly what we will be getting when Joshua takes on Dillian Whyte for the second time. The first time the two squared up, there was plenty of bad blood, resulting in Joshua getting perhaps the sweetest KO of his career. But Whyte didn't get steamrolled. He had his moment too, which included rocking the then undefeated Joshua. Usually when you see a rematch where the first one ended with a devastating KO, there aren't too many people picking the loser. In fact, you won't see many boxing pundits even debating whether it will be a close fight. However, because of how Joshua has recently looked and Dillian Whyte's evolving game, many boxing analysts and fighters are torn about who will win. Take Carl Froch for example. Froch held multiple super middleweight titles in his prime and has become an excellent boxing analyst since then. So his words carry some weight, the same as his punches. When it comes to the Joshua and Whyte rematch, he genuinely believes it's a pick'em. Just take a listen to what he had to say.
Happens. I think it's a great fight. I think it's probably at this stage a 50-50 fight and a pick'em winner. Don't ask me to pick a winner yet. I'll probably do that closer to the fight happening. But this is a great fight for AJ, great fight for Dillian Whyte, and one I'm really looking forward to.
Now, part of the reason why this fight is closer than ever before is because of how AJ has performed in his last few fights. In fact, since his loss to Ruiz, he has been tentative and seems to lack that killer instinct that made everyone fall in love with him. But heavyweight boxer Derek Chisora believes that we might see the old AJ back against Whyte and predicts another KO victory for the former heavyweight champ. This is what Chisora had to say.
In the first 2-3 rounds, I think Dillian will cause a bit of commotion on AJ, but AJ will just bite his gumshoe. And round 8-9, Dillian gets knocked out.
Now, the stakes of every fight are typically pretty high. At the very least, you have your pride and health on the line when you step in the ring. But Tony Bellew hints at even bigger stakes for this one, as the loser of this fight might not really have a future left in boxing. Just take a listen to what Bellew had to say.
So, there's now no rematch clause. There's now just, basically winner wins and walks off into the sunset. So, I don't know. It's whatever both fighters want. Obviously, AJ massively wants to fight and is putting towards that a big domestic grudge match, a big London thing. So, I think it makes great sense and good business. But for someone like Dillian, it's probably he wants to make sure all the boxes are ticked on his end because there's not many places to go after losing that.
Now, one of the guys that AJ has been training with in preparation for the Whyte rematch is fellow heavyweight Michael Hunter. Of course, Hunter isn't going to pick against his friend, but it is interesting to hear his reasoning for backing AJ in the upcoming fight.
People want to say about new AJ, old AJ, but I just think that a lot of us fighters depends on your mindset, and I think that he has a great mindset right now. He's putting it all together.
That is great to hear if you're an AJ fan. For the last few fights, it seems as if AJ's mindset hasn't been quite right, because we all know physically he is always ready to go. So if AJ has his mindset dialed in, then he could prove to be too much for Whyte once again. And sticking with heavy hitters, it's always good to get some insight from a fighter's former opponent. In this case, Jermaine Franklin has fought both Whyte and Joshua, so he knows what he's talking about when he picks AJ to win the fight. Let's hear from Franklin himself.
I think AJ pulled the wins off. I don't know if he gets a knockout, but I say he gets the victory. Only because Dillian, the way he fights, you can kind of adjust to it kind of easy, and he tries to change it, but his changes are still kind of similar. So if Anthony can adjust the right way, he should be able to get the job done.
Now, of course, the fight that everyone wants to see, especially the British public, is Tyson Fury versus AJ. Perhaps with a win against Whyte, AJ will set himself up for that mega fight. Although we don't have Tyson's thoughts on this fight, we have something almost as good, his dad, John Fury's prediction. And like many people, Fury is backing AJ as well. Just take a listen to what the Gypsy King's dad had to say.
I think AJ will knock him out. You beat a man once, you'll beat him again. Whyte's on the slide, ain't he? You know, he's had a lot of hard fights. The kid, let me say one thing about him, though, he's been a good heavyweight contender, hasn't he? He's give everyone problems, you know, and I think the kid's been unlucky not to land a world title, but he's at the end of his career. And if AJ's got anything left in the tank, he should stop him.
Now, this might be a bit of wishful thinking from John Fury's part, as he knows well enough that the biggest fight his son can have is against AJ. Even though AJ's star power has declined in recent years, he is still one of the most famous boxers on the planet, and a fight between him and Tyson Fury might be record-breaking. As for Whyte versus Joshua, Barry McGuigan doesn't see it doing too much in terms of sales. In fact, he is so against this bout that he doesn't even see the point of why it's happening at all. Just take a listen to these harsh words from the former featherweight champ.
I just think after, you know, the way Fury dismantled and took Dillian Whyte out, why would he get another chance to fight Joshua? I think it's a waste of time, and I don't know that the public, they may be interested because it's a heavyweight fight and because, you know, Joshua is such a great character, a big character, but it's you know, just going through the same motion again. I don't know that it would create a great deal of excitement. Certainly not for me. It's repeat.
Now, Barry does have a point. The buzz around this fight isn't as high as it should be. Perhaps that's why there has been some nasty back and forth between AJ and Whyte as of recent. The two heavyweights are definitely not holding back and are making their feelings quite clear when it comes to what they think of each other. As far as Whyte is concerned, he's not buying into the energy AJ is projecting coming into this fight. Just take a listen to what Whyte has to say.
I've always said AJ's a weirdo, man. He's moving like Doctor Strange. He just move, I don't know, I think he tries a bit too hard to give the energy of, like, I know serious guys, and serious guys, they don't need to try and walk around like, oh, it's like the guys that goes gym that just takes juice and bang weights. They just walk around like, oh, yeah, I can bench 5 plates. No, you'll still get knocked out, bro. Relax.
Now, as far as AJ is concerned, he doesn't see any reason why he should change his game plan or adjust to Whyte. Rather, he thinks it's up to Whyte to force him to brawl, otherwise he'll get jabbed all day long. This is what the former champ had to say.
I'm 6'6", got long levers. Watch any fighter in history that's 6'6" and got long levers. How do they box? Behind their jab. Stick, move. Stick, move. Anthony Joshua does it, it's a problem. You know what I'm trying to say? It's crazy. Okay, what do you want me to do? Box like Mike Tyson? 5 foot. Am I in the Holyfield? No, I'm tall. I want to start using my range, using what God's given me, my range. Box from a distance, be clever.
Now, it seems like it will be up to Whyte to make this into a dogfight if he wants to pull out the win, and that might be the best strategy for him anyway, in order to catch AJ during some heated exchanges as he did in their very first fight. But the stakes of this fight couldn't be higher. For Whyte, this fight could mean win or go home, in the sense that if he loses this one, he might not have many other fights left in the boxing scene. While for AJ, he desperately needs a win to get his name back among the heavyweight elites and make a few more big paydays before he calls it quits. But if he loses, this could be disastrous, as it would show the world that he really has lost a step. Now, if you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell beside it so that you're notified the next time we upload a new video. And with that being said, you just watched us break down Fighters Predict Anthony Joshua versus Dillian Whyte 2. We'll see you next time.